Shalom, everyone. I heard an interview with former Ambassador Michael Oren, and he talked about taking a taxi cab ride in Jerusalem, his home city. And as he noted, if you really want to know what's going on in the world, ask an Israeli taxi driver. And Michael spoke to the cab driver and said, "These are some times we're living in." And the cab driver said, "Well, they're actually biblical." And that really struck me. The changes that we have been living with, that we have been witness to over the past few months, and most notably in this past week, do feel biblical in proportion. And I wanted to take a moment and just be with you, to share my thoughts. I'm going to be away this Shabbat, so I took this opportunity to just record a message and share some of my thinking at this biblical moment. And you know, in the Bible, when we saw God's hand in history, when these moments occurred, when darkness was transformed to light, our biblical ancestors, whether it was Moses or Miriam or King David, they took these opportunities to take stock and to offer praise, offer thanksgiving. It's an idea we call hakarat hatov, to look for the good, to acknowledge the good, to give thanksgiving. And on such a day, when we have seen so much, we owe a great debt of thanks to the United States of America. Jews in America, most notably. But I know that our Israeli brothers and sisters feel so much gratitude to this country in this moment for taking unprecedented action at a difficult, and I would say an existentially dangerous moment for our brothers and sisters and the state of Israel. No matter your domestic politics, I also believe all Jews owe a thank you to President Trump, who gave the order. Using the remarkable might of the United States military, 3 of Iran's nuclear sites were hopefully destroyed and certainly badly damaged. This was not only an action, but this was a statement to Iran and to its religious zealots, beginning with the Ayatollah, that they will be denied their dream of possessing a nuclear weapon and their vision of spreading a radical understanding of Islam, beginning with Israel, but ultimately across the world. That action likely saved Israel from a painful war of attrition. It was biblical in proportion. Hakarat hatov, giving expression to blessings, to the goodness, that is our responsibility. And to say todah rabbah, to say thank you. Hakarat hatov is also due to the IDF and to the state of Israel and to the people of Israel who have stood so valiantly in the face of evil. What began on October 7th as a multi-front war to destroy the state of Israel, led by enemies who had the ability to visit significant destruction, is now a very different world. Hamas has been reduced to a shell of itself. Hezbollah has been shattered. All of this was Iran's war. All of these tentacles were part of the government of Iran's vision of the axis of resistance. And now, Iran has been shown to be largely a paper tiger. It has been deeply impacted in ways that none of us dreamed was possible, even just a few weeks ago, much less a few months ago. I, as a rabbi, often look to our liturgy for inspiration. And the words that we recite before the Amidah have come to me again and again. Just as we prepare to stand before God, we say these words: Tzur Yisrael, Rock of Israel, Kuma be'ezrat Yisrael, rise up and be the help of Israel. Now, when we say those words, we actually are instructed to stand up. And in that religious choreography, something is happening that actually speaks to Jewish history, and most notably to the state of Israel. It's a reminder that God will not act on behalf of the Jewish people unless the Jewish people are willing to act for themselves. It's an act of what the Bible calls komumiyut, forcing yourself to stand up. And that is what the state of Israel represents. That boldness, that courage was what made the state possible in 1948, when so many around the world, so many in Israel itself believed that this was not the right time. The Arab world was about to pounce, but Ben-Gurion understood that this was the moment, and with the people of Israel, stood up and fought, and remarkably, I would say, miraculously, they were victorious, just as they were in 1956, just as they were in 1967, just as they were in 1973, just as they have been in this post-October 7th world. It speaks also to the ingenuity of the Jewish people. What took place in this war with Iran was wondrous. What Israel was able to do to build drones in Iran, to time everything spectacularly well, so that the planned massive missile attack on Israel that would have devastated the country was thwarted. Tzur Yisrael, Rock of Israel, Kuma be'ezrat Yisrael, God, you have risen up and been our help because we were willing to rise up and fight bravely, to stand together. And here again, Hakarat HaTov, to the IDF, to the brave pilots that flew these missions again and again, to the people of Israel who stood united in the face of attack after attack on the civilian population of the people of Israel, which is a war crime. We praise them. We thank them. And here again, to Prime Minister Netanyahu, who has led this effort. We have stood, and now we look over what has transpired, and we see the condition of our enemies today And I hope many of you, also see the hand of God. Yossi Klein Halevi wrote a piece that is attached to this email that was part of the blogs of the Times of Israel. And I want to share his conclusion with you because I think it speaks so eloquently to this moment. For the Jewish people, this is a time for courage and resolve. Whatever one's opinion on the Gaza war, there should be no disagreement among us about the imperative of preventing the nuclear capability of a regime obsessed with the destruction of Israel. We know that an obsession with the Jews usually ends in mass murder. That possibility has now been thwarted. Yossi Klein Halevi continues. In 2007, Michael Oren and I wrote an essay in the New Republic, warning against a nuclear Iran. We ended with these words, quote, "A Jewish state that allows itself to be threatened with nuclear weapons by a country that denies the genocide against Europe's 6 million Jews, while threatening Israel's 6 million Jews, will forfeit its right to speak in the name of Jewish history." My friends, the Jewish people, through the strength and ingenuity of its people, its army, and with the help, the remarkable help of the United States of America, have spoken in the name of Jewish history. Today, I am as proud as I've ever been of the Jewish state and grateful to our truest ally, the United States of America. You are receiving this message on Rosh Chodesh, the new month. And tonight, when you look up at the sky, you'll see that the moon is just a sliver in the sky. It is a reminder that when we bless the new month, when we dream of what can yet come in this month, that we believe as Jews that just as the light of the moon will grow daily, so too the light is yet to come. That is our hope. That is our prayer on this remarkable day when we are truly living in biblical times. Let us embrace the idea of Hakarat HaTov. Let us open our eyes, let us see what has transpired, and let us offer praise, let us offer thanksgiving with a hope, not only of a better tomorrow, but a more peaceful tomorrow. And with that in mind, I invite you to rise with us as we offer the prayer for the welfare of the State of Israel.
Avinu shebashamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'go'ala, Barech et Medinat Yisrael, Reshit tzmichat ge'ulateinu. Hagen aleha be'evrat chastecha, ufros aleha sukat shlomecha, Ushlach orecha v'amitcha l'rasheha, sareha v'yoetzeha, v'takneim be'etzah tova milfanecha, chazek et yedei meginei eretz kodshenu, v'anchilem Eloheinu Yeshua, v'ateret nitzachon te'atrem, v'natata shalom ba'aretz, v'simchat olam leyoshveha, v'nomar Amen.
Avinu Shebashamayim, stronghold and redeemer of the people of Israel, bless the state of Israel that it may be the beginning of our redemption. Shield it with your love, spread over it the shelter of your peace. Guide its leaders and advisors with your light and your truth. Help them with your good counsel. Strengthen the hands of those who defend our Holy Land. Deliver them, crown their efforts with triumph. Bless the land with peace and its inhabitants with lasting joy. And let us say, Amen. We invite you to remain standing for the prayer for the welfare of our hostages as well. And may they be returned to their families and to Eretz Israel soon. Amen.
Acheinu, kol Beit Yisrael. Acheinu, kol Beit Yisrael. Hanetunim betzara ubashivya. Haomdim ben bayam uven bayabasha. Hamakom Yerachem, Yerachem Aleihem, Veyotziem Mitzara Lirvacha, Umeafel Leora, Umishiabud Ligeula Hashta Bagala, Uvisman
May our hostages be returned to us soon, and let us all say, Amen.